Hey everybody, Sean here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. And special thanks to Chris for sharing this. We've exposed Ruslan in the past for being the hypocrite he is and having shows with the very people we expose on Revealing Truth. He's really no different than Michael Brown, who straddles the fence and tries to be friends with everybody. Sure, Ruslan has some solid biblical teachings, but then again, so does Bill Johnson, on a very rare occasion. And Ruslan has actually teamed up with Bill in the past. Not only that, but other false teachers like Joel Osteen and the others you see on the screen. I mean, he was with the same event as Joel, even though he exposed him on many occasions. That is the true meaning of hypocrisy, exposing people and then sharing a platform with them. But today we're going to show without a shadow of a doubt that Ruslan is all about the money.
Bro, I got the following. I got 28,000. I got 200,000 on TikTok, 300,000, 500,000. How do I monetize these people? You know what I mean? And so, how do I monetize these people?
And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not.
I like shoes and I like money. And you got to figure out what is your product going to be? What can you sell people? That's the actual question, right? So we could pussyfoot around and we can say, oh, like I want to have a ministry and I want to do this and I want to do that, right? But what we're really asking is like, how do I build a business?
That's the actual question. Right? So we could pussyfoot around and we could say, oh, like I want to have a ministry and I want to do this and I want to do that, right? But what we're really asking is like, how do I build a business?
I make money off of my merchandising. So I don't really care about how many followers I have. I need those metrics to an extent for the credibility of them, but I'm more thinking, what is my bank account going to look like in the next 2 to 3 years?
So I don't really care about how many followers I have. I need those metrics to an extent for the credibility of them, but I'm more thinking, what is my bank account going to look like in the next 2 to 3 years?
I bring up the slightest thing about y'all getting paid, and it's prosperity gospel. Ruslan, you're preaching a die for the gospel, champ. You need to lay your life down. I do it for the Lord, so I don't really need to make money, right? And it's like, bro, you ain't really about this life. Like, you're not really about this life. You just, fam, I'm in San Diego. I'm in one of the most expensive places to live in the country. Taxes and cost of living. I live in Southern California. I would like to live in Southern California. I've been everywhere else. I can't do it. I went to Florida. It's like, there's no way I can live in Florida. I asked my wife. Nope, she can't live in Florida. Right? I'm going back to Florida for some business stuff next week. I'm not going to live in Florida. I'm not going to live in Texas. I'm not going to live anywhere. I'm in Southern California. I have to live. I'm going to live in Southern California. I'm staying. I'm not leaving. Guess what? I have different problems than you to solve. Guess what? I have to make more than 6 figures. Guess what? I have to figure out how to get into $1 million home and pay it off. My problems are different than yours. 7 figures. That sounds nuts. Think about that. Sounds insane to say out loud. I need 7 figures. I need 7 figures. And respect. Some of you guys moved to Texas because you wanted a house for $300,000. Respect. I'm not moving to Texas.
So Ruslan is saying that he needs a 7-figure income? That's in the millions. Here's a question. Why does Ruslan have 2 channels he's making money off of? Isn't one enough? He's got Ruslan KD that's posting videos just hours ago and has over 700,000 subscribers. And he's got Bless God Studios that's also posting videos in the same time frame with over 300,000 subs. Why 2 channels? Oh, well, that's because his Ruslan channel makes close to $7,000 a month and his other channel makes over $6,000 a month. And there's more we're going to look at in a moment.
I need 7 figures. I need 7 figures. Maybe you're not there. Maybe you live in Alabama and you can go get a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom apartment in a reasonable part of town for $800. Okay, that's not my reality. It's 2-3 times as much that here. Okay. Once you create the content, more content, you'll grow your audience. And then you got to find a unique way to monetize them.
You'll grow your audience. And then you got to find a unique way to monetize them.
And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not.
We're doing a sale on our merch, right? I'm showing you guys this stuff in real time. I'm telling you what to do, but I'm literally showing you guys where we got merch, kingsdreament.com/store. What are we doing? Oh, here we go. We got a limited edition, signed and numbered $100 item from John Keith, right? 25 pieces of these. We figured out a creative way to monetize something that's unique to the marketplace. People like vinyl, people like scarcity. This is sales. Now we're talking about sales. Now you got to figure out what to sell. A lot of us don't know what we're actually going to sell. So figuring out how to sell and then figuring out what to sell. We got the King's Dream Outlier Windbreaker on sale for $49. This politically agnostic shirt is just went on sale for $22 and Yeshua's Dream. So we got new merch. If you spend $75, shipping is free. There's a code in there. You got to find it. If you spend $100, you get a free King's Dream Outlier mask, kingsdreament.com/store. It's in the description. Some of you guys like, changing your own oil or like working on your own car. And you're like, I save so much money changing my own oil or fixing my own toilet. I don't do none of that stuff.
I save so much money changing my own oil or fixing my own toilet. I don't do none of that stuff.
That's a waste of my money and my time, because let's just say my hour rate. Like if somebody were to reach out and say, I need a feature, or I want to do some one-on-one consulting, I'm not doing anything for less than $500 an hour. That is what my time is worth to me, right? Well, my time is worth to me.
I'm not doing anything for less than $500 an hour. That is what my time is worth to me, right? Well, my time is worth to me.
If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that ye should do as I have done to you.
I'm not doing anything for less than $500 an hour.
Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary?
I'm not doing anything for less than $500 an hour.
Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary? Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary?
I'm not doing anything for less than $500 an hour.
By the way, if you're watching this live, you want to be in the Zoom call, patreon.com/KingsDream. You could hop on there, sign up, $12 tier, and you could hop in the Zoom call. We're going to keep discussing this after we go offline.
And that's the second point, his Patreon account. This next clip is from a video I found exposing something I've mentioned in the past. And that's Christian YouTubers that make the statement, I can't do this YouTube channel without your financial support. That's a lie from the pit of greed. There's nothing wrong with people supporting channels financially in one way or another, but to say you can't operate your channel unless people give you money is a lie. Every Christian channel that says that started out with 0 subscribers and no financial support, yet they were able to run their channels just fine. Unfortunately, some of your favorite channels make that very statement. But here's a comment about Patreon.
Consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. Hey, if you want to see the extended version of this podcast, completely unedited, consider partnering with us in our online community for as little as $5 a month. In exchange, you get access to these podcasts as we stream them live before anyone else gets to see them. You get access to the replay of our daily after party streams, access to our private Discord server, access to discount codes, and so much more. So help us continue contextualizing the gospel through media, podcasting, and YouTube, and partner with us for as little as $5 a month.
Once again, there's nothing wrong with having a Patreon account. But when you start giving special privileges to people because they pay you money, that's when it becomes a problem. It's no different than what we read in James 2. For if a man comes into your assembly with a gold ring and dressed in fine clothes, and there also comes in a poor man in dirty clothes, and you pay special attention to the one who is wearing the fine clothes and say, you sit here in a good place, and you say to the poor man, you stand over there, or sit down by my footstool. Have you not made distinctions among yourselves and become judges with evil motives? And that's exactly what Ruslan and other channels are doing. giving special perks to people that pay them more money. And Ruslan has 2 packages you can choose from. But I guess due to inflation and needing a 7-figure income, his minimum of $5 a month has gone up to $6.99. And with almost 7,500 members, I can only imagine how much money he's making from Patreon on top of his YouTube income from his 2 channels. But let's finish this off.
And guess what? Sometimes you got to cut stuff out. You might have to cut stuff out. You might have to scale back that bowling league. You might have to scale back going to church 4 times a week. Some of you guys are like, I'm at church 4 times a week. Cool, man. You can't do that and start a podcast at the same time. Can't do that and start a small business at the same time. Maybe you go to church once a week. Maybe you go twice a week, from 4 times a week, twice a week. Maybe you can't serve every Sunday. You're going to have to tell them you got to serve every other Sunday. Can't serve the youth every Wednesday. You got to serve every other Wednesday, right? And so I think that's the tension you got to reevaluate. And it's because I think sometimes good things can get in the way of the things you're supposed to be doing in that season. Good things like serving, in a local church. Good things like being in a basketball league or being in a bowling league. Those are all good things. There's nothing wrong with those things. But if those things are inhibiting and getting in the way of you building whatever it is you want to build, then you're playing yourself. Or you don't really want to build the thing and you're just talking, which I meet a lot of people like that too. There's a lot of folks I meet, Jonathan, unfortunately, that aren't really being genuine with this question. They see something, they're inspired by it, but they haven't counted the cost on what it takes to actually build something, to actually start a YouTube channel, start a business, podcast, to start a t-shirt line, to start a smoothie shop, and they haven't really thought it through and counted the cost. So now we're chasing butterflies.
No man can serve 2 masters, but either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
We see the opportunity that YouTube has for us, and we see the opportunity merchandising has for us. I have to go all in on that because this may not come around again, right? Like the touching the algorithm on YouTube may not come around again. So I have to be intentional because I do have certain goals. We'd like to buy a home, you know what I'm saying, within the next year. We'd like to do these specific things.
Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Bro, I got the following. I got 28,000. I got 200,000 on TikTok, 300,000, 500,000. How do I monetize these people?
Remember, there's lots of other Christian YouTube channels with good content, but you shouldn't support channels that are obviously about money and give special information to those who pay them the most. And you shouldn't be supporting channels that tell you the lie that they can't continue their channel without your financial support. By all means, if you feel led by God, then bless channels you have benefited from with the equivalent of a cup of coffee each month. But also, be discerning about which channels are focusing on getting rich, because greed is of the devil. Anyhow, we're going to leave it here for today, but feel free to leave your comments below. And until next time, take care and God bless.